Coach, just your impressions of this running backs group this fall, and what you've seen from each guy.
Hard workers, very talented. Guys that love to be around the meet room. Guys that love to absorb just the mechanics of becoming a technician of the running back position. Not guys that just say, "Hey, we grab the ball and run." There's things that they want to get done and want to get accomplished, and just primarily just how they fit into the scheme and the things that we do here at Oregon State.
Yeah, and obviously we got a chance to hear Hank mic'd up the other day, and then just thinking about him, his personality, and what he brings.
Complete leader. You gotta love a guy like Hank. I kind of describe Hank as B. John Robinson, because when I first got to Texas, B. John Robinson was just like that, right? And then you got the scouts around. They ask about his personality and stuff like that, but. Supreme leader. He does the absolute most, does the extra stuff around the building and around the program and things of that such. Wants to be a student of the game, and that's the most important thing to him.
We were talking to Saladin on Saturday. He said you like to use catchphrases to teach the guys stuff.
Yeah.
Triangle +1, elbows in, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where does that come from, and what's your goal?
That just comes from my teaching background. Got a K through K-12 degree and stuff like that. Used to be in the classroom, so we coach in sound bites. And Coach Kyle Flood taught me that even when I was at Texas. But we're coaching sound bites. That's for the mind to kind of like take in, and the learning purpose and the learning curve of them gathering information. So it ain't like Monday. We go out there and do something, then Tuesday is totally different and things like that such. So what he's talking about is like, when we talk about staying in power and things of that nature, we want to be big chest, reverse arcing our back, tight hands, tight elbows. So they hear that all the time. You know what I mean? So just coaching in sound bites, so it becomes like a riddle to them, so that they can take it out from the meeting room to the field.
What was your biggest takeaway from Saturday's scrimmage?
My biggest takeaway, it was getting 2-6 going. Kind of brushed him up in the position room earlier that day, and kind of just challenged him to become the guy that we need him to be and we want him to be, and the guy that he knows he should be. And as you know, he broke off a 75-yard touchdown run in the scrimmage and stuff like that. But all in all, just being physical. Being good in the pass pro and stuff like that. When we talk about the sound bites, just going through the mechanics of becoming what the team needs us to be.
What was the kind of challenge you presented him with?
Just knowing his role. Just knowing his role, and just last year they had a good combination of Jam and Hank, and every Batman needs a Robin. That's what I think, and. Hank needs that guy that's going to be right beside him. Now, I want everybody in the room to be that, right? But we know clearly that all of our guys can't go out there and run the ball at one time. So we were just challenging Solid to just step into that role and just, raise your game a little bit and just go out there and get it done.
Do you think he's made strides this year in the pass protection?
Oh, yes, tremendously, all of them. That's my number one thing. Like I said before, my background is coaching O-line. I've been offensive coordinator before, had to put the whole thing together. When I was at Texas, when I coached with Coach Kyle Flood, he taught me everything that I know about offensive line play. So therefore, we think in our running back room that we're an extension of the O-line. So therefore, we should have some of the same mechanics going forward or preparing for whatever opponent and things of that nature. So when you talk about sound bites, when you talk about the mechanics and the pass pro and stuff like that, that's all go gel together. That makes us a better player.
How much more important is that, having a guy like Malik then in there for your guys to step up?
Yes, it's very important to give Malik a little time, because we all know Malik has a big arm and things of that nature, and just to be able to protect the quarterback. That's one of our main things, or one of our main goals, is just sticking there and become an extension of the offensive line and make sure we go through things mechanically from a mechanic standpoint, and give them a little time to throw the ball down the field.
Yeah, it's like getting the running backs involved in the passing game.
Oh yeah, it's tremendously. Like I said before, again, I was an offensive coordinator, and and you think about, I would rather have 5 weapons than 4. I'd rather have 4 than 3, and it just goes on and on and on. So we can't become a liability in the passing game. So we get out there and we work different things, still going back to some of the base mechanics that we talk about, speed, power, and things of that nature. And they got to be catches out of the backfield so we can keep the sticks moving and sustain drives.
You guys add Marquis after the spring. I'm curious, was there a prior relationship with him that you had, or how did he kind of pop up on your guys'
Yes, so as we all know, Marquis is a Mississippi guy. You know, I'm a Mississippi guy, and actually his dad and I went to school together.
Oh, okay.
So, well, I wouldn't say together, but he played at the same high school. His dad played running back. I played running back at the same high school. So, just familiar faces, familiar relationships.
Talk about, I mean, you have kind of the 1-2 punch, but now, you know, Cornell and Crosby and how those guys are developing.
Well, that's the thing, and they always hear me say, I don't care who runs football, as long as it gets done. You know, whether it's Hank, whether it's Sala, whether it's Crosby, whether it's Jake, whether it's Cornell, I wouldn't care. But the standard is the standard in the room. You get what I'm saying? So I wouldn't care who runs the football. So therefore, I tell them, you know, never too high, never too low, and we always work towards our opportunity. So once you get that opportunity, go make the most of it, right? And then just prepare and go out there and just execute. And so therefore, you know, I know we have Hank, and I know we got Sala, Crosby, but some of the other guys, they can get in the mix as well because they're going to be well prepped for that opportunity.
Sala said you asked him to gain some weight in the off season. What was the thought process behind him doing that? What are you hoping to see?
Well, you know, we talked, and every individual has their profile, you know, of what they want to, you know, come into the season, whether it's weight, whether it's speed, losing it, adding it, and stuff like that. But just kind of, you know, just being that bigger back, you know, that we can possess, because, you know, we kind of all the same height in the room. And in fact, Hank's probably taller than me, you know. So with Sala, you know, just kind of being that bigger back that can just play that power game, you know, get downhill and put some stress on the linebackers at the next level. So
when we talk to Sala, you know, it's pretty clear he's got his eyes set on the NFL whenever that opportunity might present itself. Just him wanting to polish up the pass pro and serve his kick return. I'm curious, what do you see out of him? What do you think is gonna, you know, kind of set him apart in that pursuit?
So like I said, Sala is a bigger back. You know, what I see out of him is a guy with some elite speed. He has some elite short area quickness that most bigger backs don't have or possess. But Sala's gonna be a guy that can kind of, you know, take on some hits and take on some licks and stuff like that, and probably have a longer career just because of his physical nature and things of that such. But going back to the details of what he wants to put into his game, that's what we're gonna have to improve in, you know. So that's why we constantly work daily with pass pro and things of that nature just to get him to the top of his game.
He mentioned his special teams work and him and others of, you know, big kick return, you know, just how much do you see that helping become more well-rounded, and how much does that help when it comes back to you in the running game? Right.
So what we try to say in the room, you know, we're going to do our job. Whatever our description is, we're going to do our job, right? And we're going to do what we need to do for this team. So if that means that 7 of my guys have to get on teams or have to get on whatever unit it is, you know, we're going to do it in the fascination going back to the basics of what we teach, you know, because what we do in pass pro, we can do the same on kickoff. We can do the same on kickoff return. We can do the same on punt return, and things of that nature. So we do a lot of cross training in our Indy drills to where it relates to special teams units, right? When you talk about speed and power, it all relates to the game. You get what I'm saying? And so, therefore, those guys are well prepared for those moments and those job descriptions. So, therefore, I tell them all the time, just be ready. Just be ready and drop your ego or whatever ego you may have and just do it for the team. And that's what they know.
Sala also said on Saturday that the tempo might be a little different this year, maybe a little slower than last year. Is that part of the plan?
Well, you know, I don't know for sure. You know, it's good that we get out there and we practice things, but you know, it's a lot of minds in the offensive staff room. Just know that. Just know that.
How do you like working and coaching in this part of the country?
I mean, I love it. You know, I was able to go. Don't quote me. I forget these places that I go to, but we went whitewater rafting and stuff like that just to see the Pacific Ocean and stuff like that. So it's real different because, you know, from Mississippi, all we have is the Gulf of
Mexico.
Okay, Mexico. Whether it's America, whether it's Gulf of Mexico, I know it is Gulf of Mexico. So that's all we have. You know, the water's different. right now down south, it's real humid, real hot.
Oh, yeah.
People say it's hot over here right now, and it's a breeze for me. So it's been great.
And
It's
no
been
bugs
great.
here. We don't have the bugs.
Yeah, no bugs. Yeah, because mosquitoes in North Mississippi, they are terrible. They are terrible.
So you mentioned the connection with Crosby's family. Was he your idea? Did you reach out to him? How'd that work out?
No, it was just kind of something that just fell in our lap. He was in the portal, and he was looking for a place that fit him. Just going back looking at his film as a freshman, he came in and he about rushed for 1,000 yards as a true freshman and things of that such, and had a little setback or whatever. And I knew that he had a setback, and just kind of watched the film with the staff, and we all agreed and felt that he was a fit for what we do here at Oregon State. And so, it kind of fell in our lap, and we was blessed to get him.
Last question, Coach. Three guys we haven't asked you about, Corday, Skylar, and Jake. What do they kind of add?
Corday adds some versatility. Corday can move, and Corday has some short area quickness, has some elite short area quickness for a freshman. He could, just depending on the situation, he could possibly see some playing time. Jake is an all-around guy. Jake is that guy that you love to have on your side, to where, like I said, our express, like, he can play on different units. He can play fullback. He can play in the backfield at running back, given any kind of circumstance or situation. So you love to have that jack of all trade in your room. And then Skylar's kind of been down. Just had just a little knee problem. I think he bruised something in his knee or something like that. Don't quote me or whatever. But still, bigger guy. Built up like his dad and stuff like that. Go be a real big, powerful guy. But we should have him back next week.
Thanks, Coach.
Heading into this year, what have you been most excited about, and kind of what do you see for yourself this year?
I'm just excited to play again and just get going. This year, I kind of just see myself playing on all special teams and helping out wherever I can. I've been playing fullback a little bit this camp too, and so just kind of doing everything and fitting in wherever I can play, basically.
You've gotten a lot of action as a gunner and kick coverage guy. Is there an art to that?
Not really. I just getting out there and wanting to go play and hit something. Really, yeah.
Is there still a place that you think that they might have you in being the guy on fourth down, that the bruiser, because of your size and everything, to do kind of like what Coletta was able to do?
Right. Yeah. Well, right now in like the short yardage, I'm playing fullback, so they got me there, and then any other running back can play at the running back. But in the short yardage right now, I'm playing fullback. So.
The stash in here fits the fullback look. Was there an inspiration for that, or?
No, the stash was a joke, and then it just ended up staying. So, yeah.
How do you like playing fullback?
It's fun, yeah. Have a little bit in. Hopefully we get to put more of that in, and I love it. So it's fun. Wherever I can play, I'll try to own that role. So.
It does seem like we've seen a little bit more fullback use this fall than we did last summer. Is that accurate? That maybe
Yeah.
a bigger part of what you're doing?
Yeah, I'd say probably a little accurate. Hopefully we use it in games and stuff. So we'll see.
Anything else? Thanks, Jake.
Thanks. So just your, general thoughts on the talent and the personalities, I guess, in this running back room.
I think we're a very talented group. Although we got Hank, other guys that are stepping up, like Sala, myself, we got Cornell, we got Jake, and then we got the freshman, Cordell. So I just feel like everything's going to work out.
Obviously, you had some pretty productive seasons at La Tech and had some injury stuff going on. I'm curious, what have the past couple of years been like for you?
The past years, they've been a struggle. Besides that one good year I had, injuries nonstop. But this year, I think I'm going to come back stronger than ever.
What kind of led you to Oregon State? Can you kind of walk us through the decision?
So I was in the portal. So like everybody knows, I didn't really have much offers out of the portal. So whenever I got this offer, I came on a visit and I committed. So I felt like it was home. So.
How's Corvallis treating you?
It's very nice. The weather's good. I love the weather. So it's weather. So.
except for maybe today, yesterday. A little
And
hot,
it was
but-
still good for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Where I'm
Okay, but
from-
do you tell some of the West Coast guys that complain that this is
Yeah,
nothing?
it's nothing.
That's right, the humidity makes it worse.
Did you, does having a coach Pickering from the same part of the country as you, is that helpful? Just getting acclimated?
Yes, we're from the same place, so I just feel like he know what I'm going through, so I just like, it's just good to have somebody that been in your shoes.
What's it like to have his perspective, and what kind of coach is he for your guys' group?
He's a great coach, best coach I've ever had.
Yeah.
He teaches everything that we need to know.
What's an example of that? You think?
Blocking defensive linemen, linebackers, just showing us a technique that we need that I never did. So it's just better to have all that.
Do the catchphrases get old, or is that helpful for you?
For me, it's new to me, so it's like I'm still getting used to it. So yeah, it helps a lot.
Any guys kind of across college football and maybe the league that you would kind of compare your skill set to?
Not right now.
For sure.
What did you want to work on coming into this year?
Staying healthy and working on my speed and just getting bigger a little bit.
Could you talk about that? With the injuries, like, what have you focused on this off season? Because it looks like you've been pretty much full speed ahead in this camp. What'd you do to get here?
I just did a lot of treatment. They got different things here than Tech had, so that helps me a lot to stay like up on my injury. So I just continue to treat every day.
What was the injury?
I had a fractured tibia.
Okay, gotcha. That's a tough one to
Yeah,
work back from. What was the process like?
Very hard. I was out like a whole year. I got surgery. They put a rod in, took it out, and then ever since then, like, I've been feeling better. But like some days it goes bad. But I just treat.
How is it coming in as a transfer portal guy with a whole new home? I mean, have you bonded well with them, or has it been?
Yeah, I think all the guys on the team are very welcoming. So I just, I try to talk sometimes, but I'm not big of a talker. So whenever they come up to me, I talk.
Is that why Coach said make you talk?
Yeah.
What have you kind of seen out of the guys you've been in the room with, Hank and Sala, all of them, kind of what do you make of them?
I think they're very good guys. We all like love each other, so we stick together. That's all that matters. We just see what happens.
Hank in particular, like leading the way, like watching a guy like that, what impresses you about him?
Everything he do, he goes full speed. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing to have.
Is he a talker, kind of vocal leader type guy? What's his presence like?
I think he talks a little bit.
Sure.
He ain't like the rah-rah, but like when he need to, he will.
Who's the talker in the room?
Who's the talk in the room?
Pickering?
Coach?
Yeah. He's the talker.
I don't know. Hearing Hank mic'd up, probably.
Yeah. I still don't think he's
Okay.
I don't think he's the big talker.
There's not a lot of like contact and full tackling in these practices. Is that kind of a hard thing to get a good gauge on this run game, or?
I feel like it. A lot of on tackles. I feel like us as backs, we gonna make them miss. So I just feel like it ain't all what it's gonna look like.
Feels like the run blocking in the scrimmage was really strong. Kind of a good start on that side, though. I'm wondering,
Yes, sir.
what you've seen there and how much easier that's made.
Yeah,
for
I
you
feel
guys.
like the O-line, they're working really hard, trying to get everything right. And then once they get it all together, the run game is gonna be better than it.
Are there any big differences between La Tech and here in the team and the players? Bigger, faster, stronger? Or?
Yeah, I just say they're bigger players than what I've been used to. But other than that, it's really nothing.
And how about Malik? Have you played with a quarterback like him?
Not that big. I haven't. He's like the biggest quarterback I've played with. So, and he's pretty good too. So we just got to see how he works.
Thanks, Marquis.
Thanks.